What loophole did you exploit 4 years before someone found out? I paid $300 a month to park a really pimped out van in a heated garage in Boston. If you parked front and no one could see you. Found a spot near an electrical outlet and ran a line into the van. Paid for a $10 gym across the street that was open for 24 hours, so I had all the hot showers I wanted. Served at a nearby restaurant, so ate most of my meals for free. Watched TV on my laptop with the free Wi-Fi from the coffee shop above me. Literally lived in downtown Boston for $310 a month while I went to college. The best story on this thread. Rock on. There is an app for a local burger chain where it allows you to roll the dice to get a code for a free double patty burger upgrade. It was designed so you could only try it once per day, and it even shows the date of the roll on the code so the cashier could verify it. However, I found out that you can just change the date on your phone and try again immediately. If you got nothing, change it again and just keep going until you get the code. Then, when you got the code, you change the date back to current date and the app updates the code so it looks like you rolled it today. I got free burger upgrades for years until they finally got rid of the feature altogether. I don't know if anyone ever figured out this exploit. They removed it for other reasons. Hungry Jack's, Aussie Burger King, has a check-in on your phone and get a random deal thing. A few years back, I ended up rolling a full combo meal. Took a screenshot and got free food for months because they never checked if it was legit or not. When I was a kid, there was a payphone down the street that, if you put your quarter in, made a call but no one answered, it would give you back 2 quarters. Went there all the time and called home when I knew no one was there to answer. My friend and I would go around to the payphones at the mall and do the trick where you repeatedly press the lever that hangs up the receiver and out popped a handful of quarters. My friends would just hit it until it released all the coins. I went to a sporting goods store and they asked me for my phone number when I was paying. I was in a bad mood and didn't want to fight with the clerk, so I told them our local area code plus 555 to 1212, which is the old number for directory assistance. Clerk accepted it and I left. When I checked my receipt, I had a huge number of loyalty points because apparently a ton of other people did the same thing. I called the office the next day and switched the account to my new address a half dozen times over the next few years. I went and got free stuff with all the points that I kept racking up as one of their most loyal customers. 867 to 5309 often works for this as well. Jenny was always very punctual. Parking meters took credit cards, but they weren't actually connected to a live network at all times. The machine just confirmed the card number was valid and was not expired, then spit out a valid pass. So when my card number got stolen and replaced, I kept my old, cancelled card. Of course, when the system tried to run the card later, it would be declined. My car and I were long gone by then. Sadly, they wised up and now it charges your card before giving you a pass. Worked out how to get the jackpot every time on a Connect 4 fruit machine in a pub I used to drink in. It would cost about 5 to 10 before you'd get into the bonus round. Then when you did, you'd play a Connect 4 game against the machine. You place the first counter, and then after the machine places the next counter, you mirror the machine's move. Every game ends in a draw, and you win the jackpot, which was 50. The pub landlord removed the machine after around 3 months as it was regularly empty. Basically paid for my drinking and more for 3 months. Those machines normally operate on profit share with the machine owners, so it makes sense it was removed. The McDonald's app used to have an entry in the order book for garlic parmesan fries that you only found through the search option. It cost $0. Every time I ordered it, I got free regular fries. Also, you can set the drink option on Happy Meals to coffee, which is not really a loophole but handy. In Spain, you can get a beer with the Happy Meal. One week the local Chick-fil-A put a coupon in a local coupon magazine flyer which was buy one, get one free, any item on the menu. Next to that coupon they had a 50% off any menu item. I carefully checked, and neither coupon mentioned cannot be combined with any other offer anywhere on it. So I ran out to the local grocery store and grabbed a stack of these flyers. Sure enough, the next week the offer was gone. but it was too late to stop me. I spent almost 2 years as a grad student living almost exclusively off of 128 count nugget platters that I would get for 25% of the cost. First half off, second free. Place went under new management and they put up a sign saying they would no longer be accepting those coupons. Not entirely sure if that was due solely to me or if anyone else was pulling the same thing. I had about 20 coupon pairs left when they shut it down. I had a similar thing with my friend in Cantuna. We were shopping after our gym visit and came across some incredibly cheap tuna, not even on sale. I think an ordinary can cost something like $1.5 USD, but this was like 30 cents. So naturally we bought like 30 cans each on multiple occasions, and a few weeks later the price had gone up to something like $1.3 USD instead. I'd like to believe we were the culprits of that pricing error. I love it. I once bought over a pound of vanilla beans for $10 because Whole Foods mismarked the vanilla beans per pound instead of per each in the system. Still ongoing. Thanks to a charge card I was granted top tier elite status with a hotel chain. I downgraded 6 years ago, but the status remained. The hotel chain went through a merger, but since I had retained the status for over 10 years I was given lifetime top status in the new program that was created. What do you get for top status? They're allowed to stay in any room that's available in exchange for financial compensation. It's crazy. My old job I worked at a pretty large gym, gold level, like the third highest level. Monthly fee was $79 for the gold membership, but employees got a free diamond membership. Worked there for a year and a half before I quit, but my account was never deactivated. Been going there for a while completely free, still not found out. Diamond membership is like $200 a month. For that money do you get a free hand job after your workout? Or what? I wish, haha. Just access to all gym locations nationwide. Back in 1999/2000 there was this web advertising company called All Advantage. You could install their ad banner on your computer and it would occupy like the bottom 15% of your screen and show you ads, and AA would pay you for the time you were exposed to the ads. Of course they had basic measures in place, like stopping your accumulated time if your screensaver came on or your computer went to sleep. But all it took was a simple program that would keep your mouse slowly moving while you're actually away IRL, and the AA clock would keep on ticking. Not sure if keeping it running at all times I was away IRL ended up being cost effective in regards to cost of electricity, but I was a teenager living with my parents, so I didn't care about that. I think I pulled maybe $500 or so before the company went under. My family used to go to this campground in the summer and rent a little cabin for like a week. In the main building there was a little arcade, mostly older games, and a football table, and an air hockey table. What most people didn't know was the air hockey table was broke. If you put quarters in, you could push the plunger to start the machine, and then get your quarters back if you did it just right. A couple of years in a row were super fun because me and one other kid that knew would keep air hockey going for the entire time. The arcade would be filled with kids who would often play other games while waiting their turn at air hockey. They must have found out after a few years though, because one year we went back and it was fixed. The arcade was also a complete ghost town, and the campground made no money off it after that. That's when I fully realized and understood the concept of a loss leader at like 13 years old. Local casino issued a $20 free play coupon in the newspaper with no expiration date. I talked to the newspaper delivery guy and asked him about that copy, and he told me he's got 100 of them in the van as they were a few days old now. I got all of them, clipped out the coupons, and proceeded to make $19.50 every day after work for around 500 or so days. Not quite years, but pretty damn close. The casino never printed a coupon without expiration/1 per customer rules ever since. Explain the $0.50 to someone who has never been to a casino. It was a free play coupon, so I guess you had to play at least one game. Hand in the coupon and get $20 credit on a slot machine. Spin the reels once, then cash out the remaining $19.50 as your winnings. When I was in school they sent us home with a form for our parents to fill in. The idea was to collect updated contact information in case anything had changed. phone numbers etc. If you were late to school, the school texted your parents to let them know. For myself, the usual punishment was a grounding. I was frequently late, so I filled the form with my own phone number and started to receive the text messages that were intended to tell my parents that I was late. Got grounded far less frequently after that. In high school, our PE grade was based on improvement. We took a skills test at the beginning and another at the end, and your grade was based on how much you improved. So, once I learned that, I always sucked at the first test and then did miraculously better at the second. So I had a massive improvement and thus, a better grade. One of my college roommates had a younger brother in high school. Their peg grade was partially based on their improvement on their mile times. He was a track runner and started out with a mile time in the low 4 minutes. Crazy fast. Got a B in peg because he couldn't improve his time by much. Used to work at Starbucks like 7 years ago, and they used to print these receipts where, if you filled out a survey, it would give you a 6-digit code which you could then exchange for a free drink. However, when you gave in the receipt with the code, we would just toss it in the garbage and then give the free drink. So over a shift I would just keep all the survey receipts when people didn't want them, write random numbers on them, then keep a wallet full of free coffee. Since I already got tons of free drinks, I would give them to homeless people and explain it was good for a free coffee. Probably gave away like 100 free drinks. This is the most chaotic good thing I've heard today. Because I was a good student and rarely got into trouble, I was allowed to have my own phone extension in my room. So, if I was out past curfew, I'd call home. When my mom answered, I'd say, "It's for me, I've got it," and she'd think I was up in my room. She never did catch on. D. Circa late 80s, you could make a long distance collect call from a payphone and charge it to a private number. The operator would call the other number to confirm. We'd ask the operator to call the number of another payphone nearby and have a friend authorize the call. Free long distance for almost a year. In the 1970s my dorm had one payphone. My parents wanted me to call them once a week. I would make a person-to-person call to Toby Desard, who was our cat. My mother would tell the operator he could not come to the phone. She would then call the payphone. I used to live in an apartment across the road from a casino whilst at university. They released an app where, if you check in, you get points that go towards free food and drinks. Because I was close enough to the casino, I could just check in without going to the casino itself. Every Saturday I used to get a free burger, fries and drink and watch sport in the sports bar. They eventually scrapped the app. It was awesome considering I was a broke uni student. I had a somewhat similar one. I worked in a renovated office building that had casino on first floor. Every month they would send me a promo pack that included 5 $20 free plays. So periodically I'd go to lunch, put the $20 down on roulette red/black, and if I won, take the $20 and leave. Went on for around a year before they stopped sending me coupons. Arby's used to have a take a survey on the back of the receipt and get a free roast beef sandwich. But when I got the free one, I got a receipt then too. I bought one sandwich, got literally dozens for free over the course of a year or so. I managed it back in high school, and they had a similar free sandwich with survey on receipt. That wasn't a loophole, it was intentional. Most people who would come in feeling smart for their free sandwich would grab a drink or other item. You'd be shocked how much restaurants make on soda. The margins are /500%. On the original Kindle, you could purchase a book with an expired card and Amazon would send you the book. A minute later, you'd receive a notification saying the payment didn't go through. You had to select something stating you were aware of this, and then they would take the book back. If you hit the home button, it took you out of the notification and you could continue reading the book, unaware that the payment didn't go through. I did this once a month my junior year in high school. The summer before senior year, I could not do it anymore. Coincidentally, my passion for reading died around that time. Was living near and attending our local university. While working full-time in an economy in the midst of a recession, I barely had enough money to pay the bills, let alone eat. Where I live is very well known for its tourist industry and casinos, so I had quite a few friends who worked in it and would tell me about these massive employee luncheon cafeterias. At that time there were no ID cards or lanyards to be scanned or checked. All you needed was to find it and be dressed appropriately to the employer's dress code. After my friend and I did a dry run on one of those trips, in order for me to find it without getting lost I would go it alone. For almost 3 years I had lunch dinner for free, learning the peak service times and the dead zones. Even got along with some of the cafeteria workers and custodial crews. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed watching this video. Leave your thoughts in the comments below.